So we're actually going to stay on this screen because we've already touched upon it, but I do want to talk about these sort of events. And it's not the events themselves that's the problem. It's the timing again. So I spoke to Dale, and listen, I know there's no short-term fix, and I'm not saying it should have been fixed by the interview we did 2 weeks ago, but there is a massive, huge problem with timing behind the scenes from Space Ape. And I know they have been short staffed sometimes, things like that. But sometimes it's not an excuse for things. So I understand the combat bot release and the new bot release is the same time every saga. And so that needs to be pumped out pretty quick. And 2 weeks ago, I said today, like, we should be getting this content at the beginning of the saga, 4 weeks in advance. So the combat beginning of week 1, and then the new bot beginning of week 5. And Dale's like, yeah, we really want to achieve that, really want to do that. And listen, not for 1 minute am I saying that Dale's give me a lot of BS, just shut me up. I think it's something they do want to achieve. But then they go and shoot themselves in the foot. Because they bring out the Combine event next week. And I spoke earlier that we've literally just got the Combiner yesterday and today. I just got it today. So that leaves the week to balance it. Now, you've got to think, this is going to be one of the hardest things to balance in the game because we spoke about Ruination, how powerful it was, and we're going to talk a bit later about that. And so they've got to try and balance it around that. And we've been given 3 weeks, 1 week to do that, and 3 iterations, they said, at the most. And so it's not as easy as that. It's really not. It's not that easy to balance a combiner in 1 week because the iterations don't come fast enough. We've put feedback in yesterday and they've made some changes. I imagine we'll get some changes by next Monday. Then we'll give it our feedback, then get some changes by Wednesday. And then it's done pretty much, something like that. And we can't be going into the combine event weekend not knowing what the combiner is going to be doing. That's even worse. So I'm skeptical right now, if I'm deadly honest. That's going to be ready in time and balanced right. But going to look at it a bit later on, but you'll see what I mean. Then we've got the combat in just 2 weeks' time. We haven't got the combat yet. And that's in 2 weeks' time. And we said we wanted it probably last week. So we're already a week behind on the combat. We're a week off from the combiner. Powerglide and Cyclonus are in 4 weeks. They've not even been touched yet. They've not even been touched. There's been ideas floating around. Dale's threw a few ideas around. The playtesters have. But they're not touched yet. They're out in 4 weeks. And then in 6 weeks, we've got the new bots. So it seems to me like we're going to be balancing this week for the combined event next week. Then next week, we're going to be combining the combat for the week after. Then the week after that, or even next week, we're going to be doing Powerglide and Cyclonus. So then we're balancing probably the combat and Powerglide and Cyclonus at the same time and doing both. And then by the time we've done that, then we've got 2 weeks to do the new bot. So literally every single content this month is getting about 2 weeks to balance. I'm not confident that this content is a good standard. We're giving 2 weeks of playtest. It's not enough time. It's really not. And there's even a lot of playtesters that can't even get in. A lot of the old playtesters that have been there for a while couldn't even get in the game for a long time. So couldn't balance anything. So, playtest is a bit of a shambles. Again, when Space Ape say, oh, we're going to try and be better. And I didn't think it's possible, but I think they've actually gone worse. They could have gone, right, okay, let's push back the combined event. I know what people want to wear. I know people want the combined event out because they want Raiden. But it was my choice between getting Raiden out now unfinished or in 9 weeks' time finished. I'd choose 9 weeks' time. If it was choice between 9 weeks' time close to finish and 2 months finished, guaranteed, I would choose 2 months. I would always choose for content to be fully, completely done and balanced and ready to go. And so I would rather push that back and put a crappy event in. And I know I complain about crappy events, like just events just just jammed in for the sake of it. But this is not the answer either. And then we don't have to do Power Glide and Cyclonus this month. We can put something else in there. But they have to sort of like, again, just like shoe wedge it in. And these events are not ready. I don't think the combiners are ready and the bots are ready. And I think it's going to let people down. I think this could be... I think this could be one of the worst sagas for content this year. And not because of what they are or anything like that. I think simply because of the time that's going to be given for playtesters. We've got a new developer in who doesn't really know the game, really. So I'm very skeptical of the content this month. I hope I'm wrong. I hope they bring out some amazing content. I hope that Raiden is up there with Ruination. Dino King is up there with God Neptune. I hope the new combat is something amazing, like Wheelie or something, and it's really, really good, and people want to compete in the leaderboard for it because it's that good. I really hope that Power Glide and Cyclonus have a massive remodel and change the way they actually work and people use them. And I hope that the new bots is something G1 epic and something I want to go and try and achieve. But very skeptical right now.